Gai opens the 8th and final gate and shows Madara Uchiha the true power of youth in my review of Naruto chapter 668. Due to some scheduling conflicts, Christian cannot be here for this week's review, but he will return next week, and it's a good thing too, because this week, the power of youth exploded with awesomeness as Gai opened up all of his gates and finally decided to start whipping that Madara Uchiha ass. This was a very satisfying chapter of Naruto, which featured a lot of really cool elements, some little surprises, a really great backstory for Gai and his father, as well as another reappearance by the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist, some of which we may have seen before and some we've never seen before. And not only that, but it ended with a brand new attack by Gai, which just sounds hilarious. It is the Evening Elephant! So let's cross our T's and dot our lowercase j's. This was an awesome chapter of Naruto. Seeing Gai go all out was really great. I do love the fact that he has actually opened up all of his gates at the same time, and with the whole flashback that they've added here, and of course when Rock Lee and him were introduced in the beginning of the series, they made this technique seem devastatingly powerful, but with a massive cost. It will cost you your life. And it makes sense because it's obnoxiously strong. I actually do like how cool Gai looks, his transformation. It looks like he's going to have like parts of his body flicker and be all fiery, kind of like when Naruto and Minato go through their Kyuubi mode transformations. But I like it. It's very subtle and very simple, and it just shows that he's just going to be still the same old guy, just really, really pissed off looking. But what I love is how they segue into this whole flashback sequence where you get to see Gai much younger, and you're actually introduced to his family. You don't actually get to see his mother, but you get to see his father, Dai, who is easily one of the most badass genin of all time. He's very similar to Rock Lee and Gai in that he's a taijutsu master, but since he's only a genin, he really hasn't gone all that far, and he's pretty much just trying to pump his son up and teach him the ways of youth, and basically trying to show him how not to misuse his powers, and how to only use them to protect those he cares about. It's very cheesy, and it's the type of stuff that we've seen in the series before, but it's backed up by a supplementary scene of getting to see Gai and his father and another group of ninja going up against the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist, and it's a group that we haven't seen before. There's a few familiar faces in there, but some of them really caught me by surprise. First and foremost, Zabuza doesn't seem to be a member of the group at the time because someone who's using the Executioner Blade looks a little different. They're wearing some sort of weird mask that has this like weird creepy face on it. But the one character that really caught me by surprise the most is basically Raiga. If you don't know who Raiga is, he is actually a filler character who appeared in a Naruto episode a couple of years back, which also just happened to feature Rock Lee, by the way, so I think that's a pretty cool connection. But they gave his swords to the other member of the ninja swordsmen, and I thought that was just sort of connecting those together. But the fact that Raiga is right here sitting on a damn rock just sort of puts him into the canon verse, and he looks just like he did. He's using his 2 lightning swords. So I guess if you want to say Raiga is canon at this point. I'm just going to accept it for what it is, but it's a really cool scene because this is when Dai actually sacrifices himself. He opens up all of the gates and decides to defeat a few members of the ninja swordsmen off screen, I'm imagining. But damn, it would have been really cool to see that. And this is all just a build-up and foreshadowing to what Gai is eventually going to have to do in this battle. And that's what he does at the very end when he goes through the transformation. I love as he's running towards Madara. Him and Madara have this little exchange where Madara says he looks like these dead leaves in autumn. But I love what Gai says right after this. He's basically like, no, I am going to make sure that the new leaves can blossom. Basically, this is your typical Naruto symbolism. But it's handled very well, and it's backed up by some really great artwork and some really cool stuff this week. I have nothing but praise for this week's chapter of Naruto, and only because it featured one of my favorite characters, Gai, finally going all out. And whenever they do a flashback of stuff that we actually have not seen before, I think that's awesome. One of my biggest surprises this week was definitely seeing Gai's father, and of course the other group of the ninja swordsmen. Tying Raiga into everything was pretty cool, and getting to see a few different members from that group. I just think that's really awesome. You even got to see the former person who was using Chojiro's sword, and he looked freaky as all hell. I would love to see a little more expansion from the 7 ninja swordsmen, but, you know, we're so ass-deep into Naruto now, we gotta get to the conclusion at this point. But I can't wait to see what Gai is actually going to do next week, which is this whole evening elephant thing, what that's going to do. It sort of goes in line with his whole theme of naming his attacks after a specific time of the day and an animal. And considering how powerful a tiger is, that's saying a lot. But an elephant is fucking huge as shit, and he just gets right up in Madara's face at the end. And it's really awesome because, you know, Madara is such a powerful character, and he's so calm about everything, but you can clearly see at the end of this week's chapter that he's a little shocked by seeing what Gai is capable of. My only concern with this chapter is the whole conclusion of what's going to happen from here. I'm not sure what they're going to go with this, and I only say that because if they're going to come up with a way for Gai to live, I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, because I still don't want Gai to die. I just think he's such an awesome and enduring character, and I just think it's kind of, I don't know, slightly selfish of him to do this, but at the same time, it's not. It's a really interpretation chapter. You can really look at it from a lot of different angles. You know, he's doing it so that his friends and his family can move on into the next generation, but at the same time, he's sort of, you know, putting all of the burden on himself. And it's not going to end this way. Gai is not going to defeat Madara. That's not how they're going to end this arc. It'd be a complete and ridiculous twist, but who the hell are Naruto and Sasuke going to fight against? So we know that, you know, he's not going to be defeated. He might be severely injured, and he'll probably get his shit messed up, and he'll probably even say, wow, I shouldn't have messed with that guy. But I just don't see Madara being defeated by Gai. And that's a shame because Gai is really just going all out right now, more than he has in the entire series, and it looks really, really awesome. So great chapter of Naruto this week. Really cool flashbacks. The Ninja Swordsman made a really cool cameo. There was some pretty cool action. Some great panel scenes, especially when you get to see Gai going through the transformation for the first time with his chakra flickering off his body. This was a youthful chapter of badassery, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Just awesome stuff all around, entertaining for a weekly manga series, a lot of really cool developments, and flashbacks that actually meant something. So, 10 out of 10 chapter from me. I loved it. I cannot wait to read next week's chapter. So check this one out, guys. It is youthful as all hell and plain bad ass. So if you guys had a chance to check out this week's chapter of Naruto, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. You could tell me about your favorite moments. Did you love seeing Raiga and the Ninja Swordsman? And what did you think of Gai's transformation when he opened up all gates? Remember, guys, before you leave, make sure to hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the easiest ways to support our videos. And remember, guys, you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. So, I'll see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.